This next video I'm going to show you how to use the return transaction. It's when a customer comes in and wants to return some merchandise, whether they're returning it for a refund or they're going to exchange it for some other merchandise, or they're going to return it and you're going to issue them an in-store credit. So from the ticket header, the first thing that you're going to do is click on the drop down to the right of the cashier and select your cashier ID. In most cases for a return, you want to keep track of that customer return. So you're going to have to put a customer account on this transaction. For a store credit, you have to use a customer account number because that's how it keeps track of the balance. So you're either going to create your brand new customer if they aren't already on the customer list, or you're going to look up an existing customer. So we're going to look up an existing customer, so click on the magnifying glass icon to the left of customer, or use your Control P on your keyboard. This will bring up your customer lookup. You can look up a customer by last name, first name, or account number, and you can also use the % sign for wildcard searches. We're going to go ahead and use the last name. So type in the last name and click on Lookup. It would bring up your list of customers, and you can highlight, click on Select, or just double click on that customer once you find it. This will bring up the customer information on the screen. You'll see the name, the address, city, state, zip, email, and all of that information. To the right, you can choose to print a receipt or not print a receipt. You could also email a receipt if you choose to. To the left, you have the sale type. If you click on the drop down, you have store sale, web sale, telephone, and wholesale. In this situation, it's a store sale. And now we are ready to scan the return. If you have a scanner that has the built-in automatic save feature in it, you can scan that item that they're returning right from this screen. If not, click on the Ticket Detail tab up at the top or press F6 on your keyboard. This will bring you into the Ticket Detail screen. The default transaction type is regular sales, so since we're doing a return, we're going to click on the drop down to the right of that, and you're going to select Return. And we're going to scan our first item. Brings up the UPC number, the SKU. If that SKU is associated with the size, it'll bring up the size and the width. You'll notice that the quantity field now has a -1 that tells it that it's a return. If you wanted to use the SKU comment and type a SKU comment, you could do so in this text box. You'll see the retail price up at the top. If the customer originally received a discount, such as 10%, you could type in that discount in the discount % field. If they received a dollar amount off, you can type in that dollar amount to the right of discount amount. If the employee received a perk for selling that item originally, you can type in the perk, which is a dollar amount, in this field. And then you want to select a return reason. So you click on the drop down to the right of return reason and select that reason for return. You'll also want to select the salesperson that originally sold that item, so they'll also get credit for the return. That was just clicking on that drop down to the right of salesperson and selecting that salesperson. It will also list the amount of state tax to the top right area. When you're done with this item, you can click on the Add Item button or press F10 on your keyboard, and that'll add that return to the bottom list. From here, if you needed to do other types of transactions, you could do so just by clicking to the right of transaction type. And if you needed to do a regular sale, you could do a regular sale, or any of the special orders or layaways, gift card, any other transaction, as many as you need to do. In this example, we're just going to do the one return. So we are ready to click on Ticket Payment up at the top or press F7 on our keyboard. This will bring us into the ticket payment screen. If you needed to put a ticket comment on this ticket, you could type a ticket comment in the text box. Top right, it's going to list your subtotal, tax, and the total due to that customer. To the left, you'll see all of your tenders. In this example, we have cash, MasterCard, Visa, store credit, gift card, Discover, debit card, check, and American Express. To select the tender, you can either click on that tender to the left, or you can click on the drop down arrow under tender and choose the appropriate tender. If you make a mistake, you can click on the red X to the right and that removes that. And then you can put the correct tender. This time I'll choose store credit. Shows your total tender due to the customer, and we're ready to click on End Sale or press F9 on your keyboard. This is a copy of what the receipt looks like. So if you have a thermal receipt printer, you could burn a logo in if you wanted to. For your beginning receipt message, it'll have the name of your store, address, city, state, zip, and phone number. It'll have the date of the transaction, the time, the store number, your cashier ID number, and the ticket number. It'll show the customer ID number, their name and address, who it was returned by, that salesperson, the description, SKU number, size, width. You'll see the minus that it was a return and the reason, customer found at another store for a lower price. You'll have the subtotal, the tax, and the total due. Then you'll see the tender that we gave out an in-store credit for $113.40. You'll also see what their store credit balance is at the bottom. And that completes how to do a return transaction using the store credit for the refund.